Hello students and welcome back to our English expressions video series. In this 19th video in our idiom of the week focus, we're going to focus on the idiom of when it rains, it pours. So this is just a metaphorical expression, but we're going to talk about not just, the act of it actually raining out, the weather when it's raining and it's pouring, like really going heavy in terms of the rain falling from the clouds here, but we're going to talk about a metaphor that we use for when it rains, it pours, as describing when negative events happen in succession. So in this 19th video, we're going to cover this idiom, and I'm going to talk about the meaning, the example, and when it's generally used in the English language. So my name is Ben with English from A to Z, and let's get started. So idiom of the week, when it rains, it pours. So meaning here, the meaning of this idiom is when a negative event or when something unfortunate occurs in your life or in one's life, followed by other similar bad events in quick succession, usually one right after the other. So not just one bad event, but we're talking about when multiple events or multiple negative things happen to a person right after the other, usually two or three or four, hopefully not more than that. And, again, we're going to go through the example first, but I'm going to talk about how it's used. The example here, though, is we have one longer example, but two sentences. Hugh's car engine wouldn't start this morning, making him late for work. And he also forgot to bring his computer to work when he finally got there. So not only can, Hugh not get his car to start, he maybe had to rely on a friend or his wife or a family member to get to work, but he forgot his computer as well because of his car troubles. So it's kind of a compounding negative sequence of events here. And then Hugh muttered to himself, muttering, as you may know, or if you don't know, muttering is kind of like whispering or talking very quietly. And Hugh muttered to himself in consternation being frustration or just pity or just kind of woe is me or just being very frustrated or upset when it rains. He probably did it like this: when it rains, it pours. So Hugh's car engine wouldn't start this morning, making him late for work. And he also forgot to bring his computer to work when he finally got there. Hugh muttered to himself in consternation. When it rains, it pours. So that's how likely. So that basically sums up. He had two negative events back to back. Nothing within his control, right? Sometimes your car engine won't start. You may need to get it fixed. And we all make mistakes. Hugh meant to bring his computer to work, but he forgot, maybe because he was focused on the car. So bad things can happen to people. Unfortunately, in our world, as we know, beyond our control, usually bad things happen to good people or to people in general. So just when you should know when you're studying English, this idiom exists. When it rains, it pours. And how it's used is this idiom is a metaphor. Like I said, it's a metaphorical expression. When describing a string of bad luck or when there are multiple occurrences of negative things happening to you. And like I said, usually outside your own control, nothing you can do about it. And it can be a superstitious kind of feeling that one may have. They may say when it rains, it pours, when they're kind of worried because they notice these bad events happening and they're right after the other, which can be strange. I've had it happen to me. I'm sure you've had it happen to you, where things just, bad things happen again and again, usually in a week or day. We all have bad days, bad weeks sometimes. Sometimes it can be the opposite when good things happen. Good things can happen consecutively or back to back. So it's kind of a superstitious being kind of like, okay, my luck or my way of it's kind of out of our control. So we often in English call it luck or fortune or just coincidences. So it can be a superstitious kind of feeling about these bad things happening in succession. So we talk about when it rains, it pours. It kind of means we're talking about negative events or bad events happening to us. But it's not meant to be permanent, right? As I mentioned before, bad events can just be a bad day or a bad week, even a bad month. Hopefully no longer than that. But these kind of string of bad events lead us to say to ourselves or to others. When it rains, it pours. Sometimes when it rains, it pours. So it happens at the same time or in quick succession, and it's very difficult, right? When you don't want to get poured on with rain. So when we're getting poured on, it's like the world is kind of, showing us today that it's not in the cards for us, for lack of a better word here. But things aren't going our way, and that happens sometimes. It's a part of life. But I think it's a good metaphorical expression. So when it rains, it pours. Once again, we have the meaning here. We have an example. I wish I could do more examples, but I think this one sums it up. If you think of an example, let me know. Please leave it in the comments also, or I can come up with a few others if you reach out to me at our website. So that's our example, and then how it's used. Basically, it's a metaphor when describing a string of bad luck, or when there are multiple or at least more than one occurrence of a negative thing happening to you, usually outside your control. And it's kind of a superstitious kind of expression we're feeling when these bad things happen in succession. But it's not meant to be a permanent state. Bad things happen to all of us, but it can be just a bad day or bad week. So that is our idiom of the week, the 19th video in this ever-growing series. As you know, there are hundreds or thousands of English idioms. I only hope to cover the ones that are most common or most useful in my view, but I'll try to get to more and more on this channel. So thank you very much for watching. Check out our other great YouTube videos on our channel, from learning the entire English alphabet from A to Z, to fixing your sentence or grammar errors to improve your English grammar or your English knowledge in general. Don't forget to hit the like button below for this video, or hit the subscribe button as well below to follow us here and be notified of new videos. If you have any questions or would like to subscribe to our official newsletter, please go to our website, www.englishfromatoz.com/newsletter. Thank you all again for watching this video, and I'll see you soon for another English Idiom of the Week video in our series. Take care now. Bye-bye.